Pirouetting, just spinning off, so I just took advantage with the Boxster, you know, being sort of mid-engine, and as it dried out, I got more confidence than the other drivers, and I was just going past.
Class when comes his way in Class 1.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? And that is the top class, in theory, the most powerful class. And it's P2 class cars at the 4.
This is basically the battle for the win here, because Christian Walker's been caught by Sam Callahan. It's the third at the moment, but these are the two leading pit stoppers. And Sam Callahan, who's been lapping about a second a lap quicker than Christian Walker, has caught him now, and they make their way down the Bentley Straight. And this they've actually just been passed by Callum Lockie there. So Callum Lockie in front, he's not part of their battle because they lost a lap earlier, but the battle behind is, and they're side by side. Sam Callahan goes around the outside through Nelson, trying to get alongside Christian Walker here, which would be the wrong line really for the bomb hole, but it could be an impressive move if he can make it work. He's still on the outside for Coram. If he can hang on around the outside here, he'll finally get an inside line, which would be for Murray's, but Callahan decides the better of that. That would have been a bit too risky, I think. So, but he goes to the outside again, this time for Murray's.
That's not going to work, surely, is it?
But he looks so racy here to try and get past Christian Walker. Great battle for what eventually will be the race lead in this race.
Yeah, so they're coming up to the line again to complete their 10th lap of the race. Only a couple of car lengths between them as they went over about 4/10 of a second, and as they go into Ridge's corner, Sam Callahan has another look. Well, Callum Lockie has done another fastest lap of the race, 2:14.7. On the last lap, these two were lapping in the 2:19s and 2:20s. On nose to tail as they head around the Wilton hairpin for the 11th time now in this race. Callahan in the number 44 car, chasing after Christian Walker. So you've got two relatively young drivers here. Christian Walker, 19 years of age, and Sam Callahan in his 20s. So the star of the X Factor, probably the only driver on the grid that's produced his own calendar in the past as well. He's going to have a look around the outside of the number 51 car of Christian Walker at Agostini, but as yet cannot find a way through for what will be the notional week of the race.
There's yellow flags here, so Sam Callahan really shouldn't be trying to make a move. He doesn't go past, so that's a good thing, I would think. So there's a few yellow flag zones out there because there are a few cars that are parked up, but now into the green flag part of the track. He goes around the outside again. Christian Walker's doing a great job here at defending, isn't he? He's very inexperienced, like you were saying here, but Callahan right round the outside through Williams, wheel to wheel now for the lead of this race, and Sam Callahan is completely alongside now. So these two Boxsters, they've got very similar performance in a straight line. They're both Class 2 cars. Callahan, though, will have the left-hand side of the circuit for Brundle, which will be the inside line. But for Christian Walker, he doesn't want to give this up easy. Oh, there's a touch between them possibly. And they've both saved a bit of a slide there. And round the outside through Nelson, Sam Callahan finally makes the pass work. It's taken a long time, but he's got through. 44 goes past 51. Sam Callahan ahead of Christian Walker.
Yeah, so Sam Callahan takes the lead of the race. It took sort of a lap and a half of protracted action to do it, but finally he's gone through. Now, is he going to be able to pull away in the lead of the race and leading Class SP2 as well, of course, turning their way through Murray's to come through to complete lap number 11 of this race. There's yellow flags that will greet them on the centre straight because there's a car that's stationary. So Christian Walker would be well advised not to try and make the move on Sam Callahan on the way into Riches. He nevertheless has done so, and that one might need to be sorted out afterwards.
Right. Callahan now back into the green flag zone. Doesn't want to wait for a call in the official's office. He's trying to go round the outside again. He likes these outside lines, doesn't he, Sam Callahan? And this time he'll have the inside line for Palmer. and he slots back into the lead of the race.
He does, so it all sort of negates itself, that situation there. I think the car that they were passing was the car that was leading the race, which was the John Westbrook and Mike Kirkler car, because I think that's the car that stopped on the approach to Riches. But we're watching these two head through the left-hand right exit now. It's Sam Callahan and Christian Walker in that order, and they're the only two cars to have completed 11 laps at the moment. I think Neil Blake's, he's just come through as well, so he's yet to make his stop, so he's surely running out of time for that as well.
Yeah, we've only got 11 minutes of the race to go.
When did the pit stop window close?
I can't find any official confirmation of when it opened or closed, and unless it's open for the whole race, I'm not sure.
Okay, anyway, he needs to make his stop fairly shortly anyway. So 44 and 51 cars still nose to tail, aren't they? Christian Walker not allowing Sam Callahan to get away here. They get down the Bentley straight towards Brundtland. Fourth now is the Archer car, Stephen Archer 91, and fifth is Fernando Gattino. Do we get a change of lead again into Brundle? Not quite. Sam Callahan just about holding on through Brundle now. So, yeah, fifth overall is the Throw 1 car, Fernando Gattino, leading Class SP1 as well.
Yep, so, and then the car behind him is SP3, which is the Daniel Navarro Craigo machine. Class 4, that's led by Cole Rossin and Gary Campbell. So presumably they fixed whatever little Campbell issue was in their stop. But here come the leaders. It's a great battle this between Sam Callahan and Christian Walker. You say both drivers pretty inexperienced, haven't done that much racing, so it's great to see the battle here. And it does seem that Walker's car gets a good toe, and again, up the lap ago, goes up the inside of Sam Callahan into Ritchie's. Who's going to come out on top? It's Walker this time. So Christian Walker, with 10 minutes of the race to go, retakes the lead. It's a great battle between these two boxers. They've got some traffic to deal with now, and Sam Callahan brakes late round the outside, goes back through. So there's two lead changes in the space of two corners here on the 13th lap of the race. At Ritchie's, Christian Walker took the lead. At Wilson, Sam Callahan got back ahead, and he's perhaps doing a better job here through the traffic.
Yeah, that's right. The 42 car is Darren Constant, still a novice driver, Darren, so relatively inexperienced, but he's letting those quicker cars through. Darren from Bolton in Cambridgeshire, so relatively local, I guess, not too far, only about an hour or so away from Snetterton. Started racing back in 2018. Let's head down to the pit lane. Let's get Kieran McGinnis down there.
Leaders at the time. Bill Cayley is joining with me. Bill, what happened?
Just had a brake line go, just going into Riches. Sort of think it went down, sort of went a little bit wide there, but just going into Riches, just put my foot on the brake and there's nothing there, which is fairly interesting for now raining. The tyres I got on just terrible in the wet, and then just first few laps, the guy in front, fair play to him, he was driving brilliantly. Just I couldn't even keep with him. It was very, very impressive, and then he just got away, and then I think we had a good pit stop. We came back out behind that car because kind of want, you kind of want to win the whole race. So I think there was a good battle on the cars, and they're still battling away now. And it's just a shame we can't be out there battling with them.
It is a shame, but at least you're in one piece. But Bill, thank you so much for having a chat to us, and I'm not going to stay.
Brilliant,
Thank you.
Another fastest lap of the race for Callum Lockie now, 2 minute 13.64. That car up to 12th position. I mean, there's been a lot of retirements and all of that, but Callum Lockie is now starting to pick through the order as well.
That's 6 seconds underneath the class lap record now. It's quicker than the class 2 lap record. It's only 1.5 seconds off the overall race, or a couple of seconds off the overall lap record of the category. So that's really impressive stuff. But what else would you expect, I guess, from the 2000 British GT champion?
Indeed. A long time ago to that GT championship, isn't it? But there we go. Right, leaders are still together here, aren't they? 44 and 51, Sam Callahan and Christian Walker. So 15/100 separated them at the start of the lap. The best part of a minute now clear of the 54 car of Neil Blake, who's still not seen coming into the pits actually. But he will need to do that. He might nevertheless get the class win in SPDA, because doing the one on the start in there, and that car, James Harvey, has been in retirement, so it shouldn't affect the class result. So whenever, if and when he makes his stop.
Well,
at all. Exactly.
This battle continued. I think it's going to go right to the end. So we're working lap 14. 3 laps probably at least at the end of this one.
Yeah, I would think so.
So they make their way down the Bentley straight. For second now, so that gap coming down between Neil Blakes and Stephen Archer. And Sam Callahan's a bit loose as he turns through Brundle. The car was moving around, he runs a little wide.
There's something dragging under the car there as well. He's under threat now, so from Christian Walker, certainly. In that 51 class, the two Boxsters from the same class, the SP2 class, battling away for the lead of the race here, turning their way through Quorum now, and Walker having a look up the inside through the right hand. Of course, that's the outside from Murray's. He's going to get the switch back. He does. He gets alongside Sam Callahan, and Christian Walker getting the full length of the car back in front, and with probably 3 laps to go then at the end of this. It is the 51 car now that leads the way. Once again, Christian Walker back ahead of Sam Callahan, so a thrilling race this for the victory.
Yeah, doesn't it just fall off Callahan's car there?
Well, there's still, I can see dragging underneath. You can just about see on the sort of silhouette there, there's something under the front of the car. This particular competition up as well, and it's much missed.
Also, we support the Calm charity here as well, don't we, with the Water Trophy?
Yeah, the campaign against living miserably, for focusing on mental health in particular. Whose car was that we saw in problem a moment ago? Was that the 26 car, the Yilmaz car?
Yeah, and also it looked like Callahan was going to come into the pit and then decided not to. But the gap is now 18 seconds. And like might be struggling for gears, Sam Callahan. But yeah, here's 26 in trouble from 7th position.
If Sam Callahan can maintain the pace that he's doing, he should still finish in 2nd place, such as the gap back to 3rd. There is the Yilmaz car, so that is now going to be Metin Yilmaz that's driving that car, but sadly it's a retirement from 7th place. And problems there for Sam Callahan. I was going to say, if he can keep going at that pace, he'll take 2nd. If he keeps going at that pace, he won't take 2nd, because he is pulling off onto the grass, and that's a great shame for Sam Callahan, who has driven so strongly in this race. A great battle he was having with Christian Walker, but now on the penultimate lap is out of the race.
A real shame. It sounds as he passed us here that it could have been a gearbox issue, but whatever it is, the car is no longer running. You're sure that didn't make it?
Well, perhaps we missed it. I'm not quite sure. I don't know.
There is Sam Callahan out of his car, frustrated, I think.
Yes, he's not looking at the happiest Sam Callahan we've ever seen.